Switzerland's trade shock. Highest U.S. tariffs in Europe, explained. Barely 48 hours into August, Switzerland awoke to economic turmoil when the U.S. slapped it with the highest tariffs in Europe, a 39% rate that's more punishing than the country's worst-case predictions. This isn't just a trade policy shift. It's a seismic economic blow that's left Swiss citizens crying foul and businesses scrambling for survival. The shock, a devastating setback. Imogen Fulks, BBC's Geneva correspondent, reports that Switzerland's negotiated optimism just 2 months ago crumbled spectacularly. In May, President Karin Keller-Sutter emerged from a Geneva meeting with U.S. Trade Secretary Scott Bessent with a confidence-boosting prophecy. Switzerland appeared next in line for a favorable trade deal, possibly with 10% tariffs. Fast forward to July 31st, and those hopes were crushed when Trump announced tariffs nearly 40% higher than even his original threat. This feels like the most devastating setback since France's 15-15 victory at Marignano, declared Swiss newspaper Blick, invoking historic defeat imagery. The controversy, negotiating tactics under scrutiny. But why the sudden reversal? Swiss negotiators find themselves in the crosshairs of blame. Did Switzerland play too tough or too Tudor? Debates rage. Some critics argue the country's strategy was too confrontational, while others suggest it bent over backward without adequate reciprocation. The truth may lie elsewhere, perhaps in Trump's transactional approach to trade. The U.S. was seeking big wins, insiders speculate. Switzerland simply isn't a trade powerhouse. With a population of just 9 million, the Alpine nation can't hope to balance its $47.4 billion trade deficit, though this drops to $22 billion when including services, a crucial detail Trump conveniently ignores. The catch-22, closing the trade gap. For years, Switzerland has tried to appease its American partners. The government scrapped tariffs on U.S. industrial goods, while giants like Nestlé and Novartis pledged investment that already supports 400,000 American jobs. Yet, despite these concessions, the deficit persists. There's a cultural reality at play. Swiss consumers aren't rushing to buy Chevy trucks, too bulky for mountain roads, or Hershey's chocolate bars. This isn't about being stubborn, explains Jan Adeslander of Economie Suisse. It's about incompatible markets. The fallout, clock ticking for Swiss industry. With tariffs set to activate August 7th, Switzerland has just 5 days to renegotiate. Failure spells disaster, thousands of job losses, especially in sectors like watchmaking and pharmaceuticals. Businesses like drug manufacturers and precision machinery makers face crippling costs that could force plant closures or relocation. We built trust through investments and open markets, warns Adeslander. Now our reliability is questioned as U.S. policies shift unpredictably. The dilemma, fight or flight. Possible retaliatory measures include suspending U.S. investment commitments, imposing reciprocal tariffs, or even axing its $6.5 billion F-35 fighter jet order. Jan Adeslander calls this a nuclear option, but desperation fuels radical thinking. Meanwhile, President Keller-Sutter maintains a diplomatic tone, blaming Trump's deficit fixation. Yet politically, this puts Switzerland in a bind, risking alliance fraying or accepting harsh tariffs. The nation, accustomed to neutrality, finds itself forced into economic combat. The holiday shadow, celebration turned protest. As Switzerland celebrated its August 1st National Day, the usual pride felt tainted. Instead of fireworks and festivals, citizens protested what they view as unjust punishment for economic success. Why penalize innovation, they ask. Keller-Sutter, following her national address, faced pointed questions. Does Switzerland's global competitiveness automatically make it a trade foe? The big question, can small nations still compete? While some argue Switzerland's engineering prowess will help it adapt, the immediate outlook remains dire. Here's the real debate. Should small economies constantly negotiate asymmetric trade favors to maintain access to giant markets? Or do they maintain principle, even if it means short-term pain? As Swiss businesses brace for impact, one thing is clear. This isn't just a trade war. It's a referendum on whether size still matters in global economics. What's your take? Should Switzerland fight these tariffs tooth and nail, or is compromise the better path? Share your thoughts in the comments.